What James Cameron does so well is that because he's a force of nature, he gets to maintain such a high level of creative control that it doesn't get diluted by committees and by extrinsic factors. So there's less people challenging James Cameron, which also can backfire. I think that you do need constraints from the outside world to push through. For example, when he was asked to do a sequel to Terminator 2, he had to get a script out in 2 weeks before the Cannes Film Festival. That pressure, very healthy thing sometimes when you've got a creative like James Cameron, is to say, no, you don't have 11 years to work on the sequel. You've got 2 weeks. That makes you think in very clear, bold terms. Okay, well, I've got this original film. It's Sarah Connor. She has to survive the assassination of the Terminator in order to give birth to John Connor. She's a kind of soft, doughy waitress, and she turns into something that's far more kind of empowered and independent. Well, how do we invert that for a sequel? Well, she goes from being empowered, driving off into the stormy sunset, John Connor in her belly, and then the first time we see her again in Terminator 2, she's considered a psychopath and she's in a mental asylum. So her entire world has been thrown upside down. All of our preconceptions have been turned upside down. That immediately finds the ability for you to say, well, okay, well, what's this story about? And it's about a mother and son relationship. It's about finding redemption, rekindling a broken family relationship. And then suddenly you see that the Terminator, Sarah and John suddenly become, metaphorically speaking, placeholders for family dynamics. And boom, it's no longer time travel. It's about the reunification of a broken family and trust and finding faith in humanity again and finding faith in a loved one. And suddenly those are human themes. Cameron's very particular in establishing genuinely good family, psychological, emotional dynamics.